How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slamorella. And today, if you've seen the title of the video, you know what's up. And if you're here, it means you're interested and actually give a shit about what I have to say about it. So I wasn't really going to address this issue on this channel. Most of these types of issues and topics I save for my LGBT related channel called You Found a Unicorn. However, someone recently has approached me on my Instagram who is a subscriber of this channel, and they said that they have a friend who's going through an interesting issue right now where they are identifying more with female aesthetics and interests and possibly sexualities that revolve around being a straight woman, but they're male, or at least they are currently identifying as male. So if that person is watching or that subscriber is watching, this video is for you. Thanks for allowing me the opportunity to talk about it on my music channel, where normally this wouldn't pop up at all. So if you guys who watch my channel that care anything more about my life other than music and horror movies and other eccentric, alternative things that we talk about here, if you are involved in my social medias, Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, or follow the LGBT channel, whether you do it out of sheer morbid curiosity or you're just generally interested in those topics, you'll know that I've came out as transgender, and I did so around April, the end of April in 2020, and I've been slowly kind of letting people know on social media at different levels that I am transgender, and that, I guess, has been kind of reverberating out into the universe and is now kind of adding ripples to things all around me. I've been having a lot more people come to me in private and be like, hey, I'm having these feelings about this too. Is this what I'm feeling? Hey, I'm also transgender, but I've never wanted to say anything because I know you're a metalhead, or I know you're just into music and whatever. I didn't know how you'd feel about it until you've came out yourself, and etc., etc. So I've been kind of getting these waves of people kind of either coming out to me or kind of privately discussing their feelings with me, or like asking questions about this type of stuff. And I'm actually pretty stoked about it. I'm not really the encyclopedia about everything LGBT. All I can do is give you guys my thoughts and feelings on it and the advice that I can give you via my experiences. So this person that my subscriber knows is interested in I guess dresses or high heels or like long nails. They've also expressed having sexual relations or interest in having sexual relations with the same sex, but they would like to have it happen as a woman. So that to me is either one or the other. Either A, they're just a very curious cis man who fantasizes about different female things and thinks it's kinky, and maybe they get off on it, or just have some sort of sexual interest in that. Or it goes beyond that and perhaps they are transgender, because not everyone discovers that they are transgender at an early age of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like early years. A lot of people don't discover this about themselves or fully realize what this feeling is until about late in their teens, maybe even early 20s, or in my case, my early 30s. Like, I didn't realize that that's what this feeling was and kind of come to grips to it until early 2020. So yeah, I'm going to be 36 in September of this year. So you can discover things about yourself at any point in period of time in your life, and how you get there is based on your own experiences and your own journey and your own acceptance of what's really going on. Gender, other than male or female, is normally a in your own space kind of thing. To people outside, they'll look at you and be like, well, you're a guy, or well, you're a woman, within like 3 seconds of looking at you. But there's a lot more to the human brain than just male or female. There's also non-binary, there's also transgender, there's also a lot of other things in between too. And sometimes when you're in a world where it's very black and white, where society is still trying to open up their generalized hive mind and try to accept new information and new identities every day, it's hard, especially when you don't have maybe supportive family members or friends, or whatever cultural circle you're in, whether it be metal or maybe a certain like hardcore Christian circles or whatever, where being something other than straight male and female is going to be hard. It's definitely going to be hard, and you're not going to be accepted, and you're going to be basically forced to repress these feelings, because it's not going to benefit people around you to be something than what they are used to. It's going to be different. People don't like change. As much as people like new and exciting things, they get stuck in a rut when it comes to how they see others. And if your friends see you as straight male, or your family sees you as a straight male or straight female or anything like that, for you to go from being either straight to gay, straight to bi, straight to pan, whatever, is going to be a big change for them. It's going to be a big deal. They're going to, most people don't get a nice warm welcome when they come out than anything other than straight. Or if you come out as non-binary, they're not going to mostly know what the fuck that is if they're not really in the LGBT community, or watch any videos like that, or do any research online, or have any friends that are like that. If you say you're non-binary, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know what the fuck that is. And they're like, sure, kid, it's just a phase. They're gonna be very more than likely dismissive. What's the word for talking down to someone? I can't think of it right now, but they'll probably talk down to you. They'll probably be very dismissive, or at worst, they'll be insulting and right up offensive about it. So for this person that is going through this right now, having these feelings, I hope it's not too hard or stressful for you. Realize that there's more than just male and female out there. Realize there's more than just straight or gay out there. There's lots of gray area in between for gender identity or sexual identity. And don't be afraid to really think about what it is that you're feeling. Don't be afraid to share that with someone you trust, and maybe get some feedback about it, and really do some inner seeking about why you're feeling what you're feeling. Because knowing oneself truly and being able to accept oneself for what you are and who you are is a very relieving and very euphoric thing, and very helpful to get that off your chest. Trans men, I'm sure you can relate to getting a little something off your chest. All jokes aside, though, I really hope this person has the opportunity to figure out who they are, whether it's you just enjoy women's clothing or aesthetic for personal gratifying purposes, sexual purposes, or if you're transgender. I know that that's going to be a hard, long road, and there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to be so comforting and accepting of it. Especially if you are in a relationship already, your partner is used to you being one gender, and then you're transitioning to the usually opposite gender, and that's not the person that they got in a relationship with. That's not the person they got to know. So do expect it to be a bit of a shock, and prepare yourself for possibly losing that person and that relationship. It's just one of the many outcomes that could occur with coming out as transgender, if this is the path you choose to go. For me, it's been up and down over the last year for sure. The wife and I have had multiple discussions about what this means for us, how she feels about it, how I feel about it, how what we're going to do moving forward, how we're going to have the kids address me, labels, and how we're going to handle friends and family talking to me about it and referring to me, and just the effect that not only this is going to have towards me personally, but me as the kids' dad, because I'm not getting to call me mom. I was going to try Big Mom and the wife be called Little Mom, so Big Mom and Little Mom, but that still didn't seem quite right. I do currently identify as a trans woman, but also non-binary, because I don't feel that I'm ever going to be 100% female physically. I just don't feel like going through any of the surgeries right now. And I don't think I'm ever going to get SRS, aka bottom surgery. The yeah, I've seen some videos. The dysphoria I feel with being in a male body, and having male parts is frustrating and emotional and depressing at times. But also, I don't feel like I'm gonna go have that SRS surgery. It's not worth it to me. Maybe if in the future my dysphoria just goes like tanks and I get super depressed about it, and maybe if technology ever gets good enough where I feel like the surgery is going to look real enough for me to be satisfied. It's all personal preference, by the way. I know it goes down to every trans person, to how they feel about what SRS surgery is going to do for them. Some people are perfectly satisfied with the results. Some people are so dysphoric about their genitals that they have to get it done. It's got to be that confirmation surgery that they are 100% the gender that they say they are, inside and outside. Me, I'm if trans was a scale from, let's say, 1 to 100, 1, let's say, being you're totally cool with being trans, but you don't need to do anything in order to feel not dysphoric about your body or looks, would be like a 1. And then 100 is like you are the most dysphoric, unpleased person with your body and looks, that you're going to get all the surgeries, all the tucks, all the plastic surgeries, all of this and then that. Like, your dysphoria is super duper high, and you're super duper going to the exact opposite gender, and that's what you need to feel, sane and get rid of the depression and dysphoria. So on a 1 to 100, I'm maybe about a 70. Or a 75. I don't need the bottom surgery. I would love to not have to shave. I would love to not have this ridiculous voice when I'm trying to identify as female. Like, yeah, as soon as I open my mouth in public, this is going to clock me right away, and no one's going to take me serious as a woman with this voice. Even though, if you have Disney Plus and you've seen that, or is it Disney Plus or Netflix? Either way, I think it's Disney Plus. But if you've heard Miley Cyrus talk recently, she's got a deeper voice than I do. So if she can have a deep voice and still be a woman, I can still have a deep voice and be a woman. It sucks that it's this deep. Yeah, especially when I'm trying to identify as a woman, or being a trans woman and having this voice. Oh yeah, that sucks, because there's gonna be a lot of people who be like, you don't have a woman's voice. You're clearly a dude. Or, if I skip shaving once, if I let a day of growth come in, you're not a woman. You got facial hair. Okay, but so does your 80-year-old grandmother. Your 80-year-old grandmother probably has a full goatee, so is she no longer a woman? So, yeah, there's these things that are gonna happen if you make that leap and finally go through with coming out as trans. If this person, of course, is trans, it's going to be hard. There's no perfect coming out as trans. I think the best result is that everyone around you just goes, okay, and tries their best to not be offensive and adapt to your new pronouns and new name if you change your name. I kept Jesse because Jesse is a unisex name anyways. It could be male or female. If you add the I in it, which I've been recently doing, like Jessie, it's female, so there we go. If I really had to choose a female name for myself, I think the one I was going to maybe think about was Natalie, but I don't know. I don't feel that's super duper necessary for me, and that's okay. You don't have to choose a new name if your name is already mostly the opposite gender or unisex sounding anyways. It's up to the trans person themselves to decide. So yeah, my voice isn't going to change. I'm not going to take hours and hours out of my time to try and practice talking higher, because that just, ugh, it sounds weird to me. It sounds fake for me. It's just not what my voice is. It sucks that it's deep, but I'm also not gonna try every day to sound higher and higher and higher until it's more feminine for other people to hear, because it's not about other people. When you're trans, this is a you thing, and it's something that you have to deal with. The only thing else that I would say is, if you want to message me on any of my social media programs, and by programs I mean outlets, so Instagram, message my page on Facebook, or if you're already friends with me on Facebook, send me a private message. I'm always willing to hear you out and help if I can. Like I said, I'm not the be-all and end-all encyclopedia for everything LGBT. I can only give you my advice based on my experiences, and if you just need an ear, if I have the time, I will obviously listen to it. And that's another thing too, like, just because I'm not available that second, send me a message anyway. I will get to it as soon as my schedule clears and I can look at my phone and respond. Never think you're bugging me. If you're bugging me, I'll tell you you're bugging me. So don't worry about it. For the most part, I might just have to wait an hour or two before I can see your message and respond. And yeah, because everyone in this time, especially the pandemic, everyone needs a friend. Everyone needs someone they can talk to. As long as you're not an asshole or coming to me to bring drama or be ignorant, I'm totally willing to listen to everyone and anyone that needs my help or needs a friend or needs an ear. So yeah, always open to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks for watching this video. If you've got this far, to my subscriber who has this friend, show them this video, and maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. But I also appreciate the opportunity to come on here and let all of you guys watching know what my deal is, since some of you don't know, some of you don't have me on Instagram or Facebook, some of you guys don't check the about section of channels. I've even seen someone have in their about section, "What the fuck? What are you doing in my about section, weirdo? Who checks about sections anymore?" And I'm like, okay, but the about section is to tell your fans what you're about, so utilize that shit. Anyways, that's it. If you have any questions, once again, all my social medias are open. Feel free to message me or leave a comment down in the comment section. Please be respectful. Obviously, my channel, even though it's the Black Metal Rebellion, you know, it's still a LGBT friendly place in the comments. So if you're going to be ignorant, you got one shot when it comes to that. If you're going to be ignorant in that manner, you're going to get blocked. So hopefully you'll have something intelligent to say. Be kind, make good choices. For glory, for the Rebel Alliance, Slammerella out. Don't be afraid to be who you are. You are responsible for your own happiness. Everyone else is responsible for theirs. Cheers, and we'll see you in the next video.